advice on how to cook your Thanksgiving turkey? Want to watch NFL football live at midnight? Well, there's a network just for you, the American Armed Forces Network in Europe.
NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Good evening.
Good morning, Europe. It's 6 a.m. And for 500,000 Americans stationed throughout Europe, the day begins with Tom Brokaw and the NBC Nightly News.
The president's men dismissed the report as ancient history, saying the facts...
By the end of the broadcast day, soldiers and their families will have the opportunity to watch all 4 major network newscasts, the Today Show, and the most popular weekly series from home, all on one channel, the remarkable Armed Forces Network.
Europe.
Seeking an antidote to Axis Sally and Tokyo Rose, the Armed Forces Network was born in the basement of the BBC on the eve of the Normandy invasion. When Allied soldiers hit the beaches of France, AFN was there.
People of Western Europe. A landing was made this morning on the coast of France by troops of the Allied Expeditionary Force.
The AFN is still in the field with soldiers, whether it's to cover a local ambush exercise or build a mobile studio to report on NATO maneuvers.
Sergeant Adrian Guerin, AFN Nuremberg.
Military news is the heart of the network's own nightly newscast. But as Europe begins its 5th decade of peace, AFN's mandate has widened to include the needs of families as well as soldiers.
Bill Kelly looks at the role a latchkey specialist plays in a child's emotional development.
It's basically a mirror image of what they would see back in the United States. The key objective is to provide a touch of home, which then gives a positive influence on morale, which then gives a positive impact on unit readiness.
Music from Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. I bet you say that. AFN Frankfurt, we're about 8 minutes away from 5 o'clock. We feel that it's very important that we provide some type of entertainment for them to give them a feeling of home, a hometown radio station.
Good evening, U.S. Secretary of
Some of AFN's staff is civilian, but the backbone of the network is a military staff that must balance their radio and television work with the practical demands of soldiering.
I wasn't just going to be a broadcaster. I was going to be a soldier in the United States Army. And I would be responsible for 2 jobs. And you have to be good at both of those jobs.
Despite being an in-house network for the Pentagon, AFN is an uncensored network.
There will be no censorship with the news flow to our service people overseas. We're told that again and again by the Pentagon, by the Defense Department. We have stories about AIDS. We have stories about child abuse, drug problems.
The Armed Forces Network has grown beyond the wildest dreams of those few radio correspondents who arrived at Normandy Beach 4 decades ago. But all the sophisticated technology in the world takes second place to the simple conviction that the best way to give American soldiers a feeling of home is to encourage the uncensored free flow of ideas. That AFN camerawoman buried beneath her battlefield gear and her camera was Adrian Guerin, who joins us this morning. And you're wearing the latest in maternity fatigues?
Well, no, these aren't maternity fatigues. These are the fatigues that all soldiers wear.
You're 5 months pregnant. And is there such a thing as maternity wear in the Army?
There is a maternity uniform.
Yeah.
And it's more comfortable once you're further along than the BDU.
How different is it working for AFN than it would be for NBC?
Well, first of all, I'm a soldier, and that's different. But as a broadcaster, I do everything. I operate the camera, I do the editing, I do the scripting, I do the producing, I do the voicing. And we don't have, it's not a union, so...
The pay might not be as good as what you're saying? But how nice for you that your husband is also in the Army, except that he's how far away?
He's at Fort Bliss, Texas.
When are you going to see him again?
Hopefully in January.
In January?
Yes.
So married life with 2 people who are in the Army at the same time doesn't necessarily mean you get to go home and see him.
It's difficult. Yeah. The Army tries to make sure that married couples are together. But sometimes it's...
You're leaving the Army.
Yes. Going to be a mother.
Well, I hope you'll watch NBC when you're home. Adrienne, thank you for joining us, and good luck with the baby.
Thank you.
This is Today on NBC.